Welcome to episode 425 of AI Brief. We're looking at a really packed agenda today. I was reviewing the source material this morning, and it feels like a massive inflection point. We're kicking things off with the public beta release of Grok 4.2 by xAI.
We are also pulling in a roundup of everything else happening in AI and science today. We've got some fascinating underwater discoveries, some paleontology out of the Sahara, and a look at a universal vaccine.
To wrap it all up, we will do a rapid-fire review of the top AI tools trending right now to boost your productivity. Let's jump straight into today's new updates. Grok 4.2. Elon Musk made the announcement on X, and as of February 17th, 2026, the public beta is officially live.
You can get to it right now via Grok.com, the native app, or the X interfaces. You do want to move quickly if you want to test it, because the beta window is expected to conclude around mid-March 2026.
Let's get into the actual mechanics of this, because it is not just a standard version bump. The documentation describes a native multi-agent architecture, utilizing they call it a one continuous segment flow.
Most language models we are used to are monolithic. You input a prompt, one massive neural network processes it, and it outputs an answer. Grok 4.2 breaks that paradigm. It is a system of specialized agents operating in parallel.
The documentation actually names these agents. You have Grok acting as the coordinator, and then three specialized entities operating underneath: Harper, Benjamin, and Lucas.
Having specialized agents means they can debate the prompt. They cross-check facts, reason through complex problems, and basically argue with each other before synthesizing a final response for the user.
If I ask for a piece of software to be written, Harper might propose the overall structure.
Benjamin might review that structure for logical flaws or security vulnerabilities, and Lucas might be the one actually generating the code. They are holding an internal peer review in milliseconds.
That peer review system must have a massive impact on accuracy. If the AI is checking its own work before I ever see it, the hallucination rate has to drop.
The claimed improvement is about a 65% reduction in error rates. That takes the system out of the realm of casual chatbots and makes it a highly reliable tool for complex tasks like deep research or advanced engineering.
That makes sense for enterprise use, but there is another phrase in the release that caught my attention: post-training adaptive systems.
Historically, an AI model is trained, frozen in time, and deployed. It does not learn anything new until the next major training run. This new architecture features a continuous improvement mechanism.
So it is actively learning from the public beta.
It undergoes weekly capability upgrades driven directly by public usage and feedback. The model you use on a Friday is literally more capable than the model you used on Monday.
That rapid learning cycle really strengthens xAI's position against the other major incumbents. If you are an enterprise looking for decision support, you want a system that adapts to new information in real time.
It represents a massive shift towards systems that organically grow alongside the businesses using them.
Let's shift gears now. I want to slow things down a bit and look at some of the physical science news from today, starting in the ocean. We are looking at a biological discovery that completely upends our assumptions about deep-sea survival.
Australian researchers were operating near the South Shetland Islands in Antarctica. They were filming at a depth of 490 meters and captured footage of a barrel-shaped sleeper shark.
Sleeper sharks are large, slow-moving predators, but the waters down there were previously thought to be far too cold for this kind of animal to survive.
The metabolic processes of a shark like this simply should not function in those temperatures. But the researchers realized the shark was deliberately hunting within a very specific warm water band.
And warm is highly relative here. The water in that band was 1.27 degrees Celsius.
Just barely above freezing. But in the context of the sub-zero Antarctic depths, that 1.27 degrees provides just enough thermal energy for the shark to survive. It is utilizing a microscopic thermal highway to access an environment where it faces zero competition.
Surviving in extreme underwater environments seems to be a theme today. Another team of Australian researchers has developed a system for underwater 3D concrete printing.
Pumping standard concrete underwater usually results in the material separating and washing away. This team engineered the material properties to create a single-mix concrete that completely resists washout.
You can print it directly into the water without any protective barriers.
The immediate applications are staggering when you think about coastal infrastructure or repairing aging ports.
The application that stands out the most is renewable energy. Floating wind farms require massive, sustainable anchors to hold them in place.
Right now, we cast those anchors on land and use heavy ships to drag them out to sea. Printing them directly on the seafloor using the single-mix concrete could radically reduce the cost and carbon footprint of offshore wind energy.
From the bottom of the ocean, let's head into the Sahara Desert. Paleontologists have unearthed fossils of a new dinosaur species from 95 million years ago.
Spinosaurus mirabilis. The physical description alone is intimidating. It was a school bus-sized predator.
The most distinctive feature is its skull. It possessed a massive, scimitar-shaped head crest.
What is truly fascinating about this story is the timeline of the discovery. The researchers excavated these samples, and they sat in a facility for 3 years before anyone realized their significance.
They had a school bus-sized predator sitting in storage. It really highlights how much of science is about re-examining the data we already have.
That leads perfectly into our final science story, which involves completely rethinking how we approach immunology. Researchers have successfully tested a universal vaccine on mice.
We have been chasing the idea of a universal vaccine for years, but this one is administered as a nasal spray and it only uses 3 ingredients.
It is a completely pathogen-free cocktail. It contains ovalbumin combined with 2 highly specific adjuvants.
Adjuvants essentially wake up the immune system, but this cocktail activates both the innate and adaptive immunity simultaneously.
The documentation describes it as triggering warp-speed antiviral defenses. Instead of teaching the body to look for one specific viral protein, it places the entire immune system on high alert.
In the animal trials, this single spray protected the mice against SARS-CoV-2, multiple other coronaviruses, and even bacterial infections like Staphylococcus aureus.
Providing broad-spectrum protection against both viruses and bacteria from a single pathogen-free spray is revolutionary. Human trials are already planned.
That is definitely something we will keep an eye on. Now, let's pick the pace back up and move into our final segment. We are looking at today's trending AI tools to help you navigate this massive ecosystem.
We have a great list today, starting with Base 44. This is a back-end platform explicitly designed for the age of AI. It handles the complex infrastructure so developers can focus purely on integrating the intelligence.
If you are looking for the intelligence to plug into that backend, we have Sonnet 4.6 trending heavily today. It is being heralded as the most capable Sonnet model released to date for nuanced reasoning.
On the design front, we have Moda. It solves the biggest bottleneck in AI image generation static files. Moda finally provides AI designs that you can actually edit component by component.
Staying with design, Figure AI is making waves for UX professionals. It is a product-aware AI designed specifically to think through user experience flows rather than just generating pretty interfaces.
For users deeply embedded in the Google ecosystem, Gemini 3.1 Pro is trending. It is a smarter model, explicitly targeting highly complex multi-step tasks.
With all these different tools running, you need a way to manage the budget. ToolSpend is a management platform that tracks your AI spend, API usage, and overall costs across every tool in your stack.
If you need heavy scraping capabilities, Clowy.ai allows you to run OpenClaw in the cloud with zero setup. It runs 234/7 without you needing to manage local hardware.
Finally, we have Boost.Space v5. This is the integration layer. It provides a shared context database for all your different AI agents and automations, so they are all operating from the same single source of truth.
You can have your Grok 4.2 agents and your Sonnet 4.6 models all pulling from Boost.Space to ensure your entire workflow is synchronized.
It is incredible to see how these tools are evolving to work together. It leaves you with a really interesting thought to mull over. If we are moving toward multi-agent systems that can debate logic and write code, how long until those same agents use a shared context tool to start analyzing environmental data and designing the next generation of materials like that underwater concrete?
The intersection of multi-agent software and physical material science is going to be the next major frontier.
We will be watching it closely. Please be sure to follow the podcast on whatever platform you use and share this deep dive with a friend or colleague who needs to stay ahead of the curve.
See you in the next episode.